All right. All right. Now I'm live, but I wanted to get something. So nobody's here. If anyone jumps in, well, I guess you won't know. All right. Hey, Corey's there. Sorry. I had to run. I guess I'm good. I wanted to get my Kindle to be able to see. You don't need my water bottle. Go there. Anyway, what's up, Corey? Let's see if anyone's coming in. What am I doing? The camera's a little wonky. All right. All right. I guess you can see the water bottle. Product placement. Okay. A few seconds behind. I guess I'm good now. So I'm looking over there to make sure everything's good. All right. Not much. I have the Survivor Series 91 program. Yeah. So I just grabbed the Survivor Series programs because it's Thanksgiving Eve. I didn't get a chance to get it. It's good. So I've got 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, and then I pretty much stopped. So that would be 91 right there. The Gravest Challenge. Haven't shown these on the channel yet, but pretty cool. Hey, all right. Hey, buddy. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I've wanted, since I started the channel like 3 years ago, I've always wanted to do a Thanksgiving Eve like live stream. I started the first year I started in late October, so I didn't even have enough subscribers to warrant that, and I just haven't done it. And then this year I didn't do the anniversary live stream, so I figured I'd actually do my Thanksgiving Eve live stream. It's like a Survivor Series kind of thing, you know. They had one from Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving Eve, and so I've always wanted to do it. In fact, when I first was thinking of the channel, I always put that in my like notes that I wanted to have that. So this is the first year we're doing it. Who else is here? Anybody here? 5 people, it says. One of them's me, because I'm over there on the Kindle just to make sure everything's live as I see it. Now they also put in ads in live streams now. I put it on the setting on conservative so that it won't do as much, but I can't help that unless I actually choose when to put in a commercial. I don't even know how you do that. What's this? No, it's share screen, share. That's mute. Manage, that's live. I don't have access to this feature. What don't I have access to? Okay. I don't have access to that feature. Oh, all right. So, anyway, let me see. Everything looks good over there. All right. So, how's everyone doing? We've got another Anthony in here, and we've got Corey. How's everyone doing on this Thanksgiving Eve? Please, if you're in here, it would be cool to jump in the chat. Yeah, I've got my pajama bottoms on. Tell you the truth, half the time, if not more, when I'm making a video, I might put on a regular shirt, but I've got pajama bottoms on. I ain't gonna lie. So, I guess let's just look. We've already showed this on the channel, but I got the Survivor Series stuff out because I thought it was really cool, and it's Thanksgiving Eve. So this one came. I got this isn't like special souvenir edition, like they say, newsstand edition, because those are always a little bit different. This is one just like the event because I got this free with the January 1988 WWF magazine, the one with Ted DiBiase and Virgil on the cover. That this came packaged with it. It's funny because I don't have the plastic, which after that, anytime ones came in like the plastic bag, I saved them. But anyway, so for the longest time, I was just buying magazines, and the newest magazine would always go on top, and I didn't have any programs, so I kept the program on the bottom of my stack in like my old bookcase. So this was always on the bottom, so it always got rubbed. So the back of this is like, the whole thing is sort of rough. But I've had this since I have this since December 12th. Well, that doesn't make sense. It says December 12th, 1989, but that must be a 7, and I don't know what I'm doing because I got this with that issue, and it says Woody's because it was Woody's Goodies. So that must have been me trying to write a 7. I'd have to check the date on the January issue, but it should be the same one, the same date. Here we go, Corey. I heard the 91 program had a scorecard. Actually, mine didn't when I got it. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Survivor Series isn't the same format. They don't have the same format traditional match now. Well, now they're doing like war games, right? So, that was a WCW thing. I don't really know too much about war games. I know it's like 2 rings, and then a cage goes around the rings or something like that. You guys tell me what's the war games format more like. But anyway, like I was saying, that has to be a 7. I must have just, I was about to turn 11. So, I probably didn't have the greatest handwriting. Look, it's already not already. It's 30 something years old. I love the Superstars page. The WWF Survivor Series, November 26, 1987 is an introduction because this was the first one and the first, well, it wasn't the first non-WrestleMania pay-per-view, but it was the first non-WrestleMania pay-per-view to continue because they did have the first wrestling pay-per-view was the Wrestling Classic because the original WrestleMania was closed circuit only. I think there might have been a handful of test markets that had WrestleMania on pay-per-view, maybe, but it was only in a few places, maybe 4 or 5 communities throughout the country. And that was it. The Wrestling Classic was the first one that was on a more widespread format, and then WrestleMania 2 and stuff. But as late as, does anybody know when was the last time they did closed circuit? I know they did it for 3 and 4 and I think 5. Were they still doing closed circuits for WrestleMania 6? I don't know. Maybe there'd probably be some rural communities that didn't have pay-per-view. I don't know. But you guys let me know. What was the last one to have a have the closed circuit TV, not just pay-per-view? Anyway, so I want to show this again. I showed it on the channel. There's we did the introduction. But see, this is cool because it's just a program for the event. It's not by the later years, they just took the most recent WWF program, right? That's what this is. It's just whatever was the most recent WWF program that had a different cover. They stick a middle section in it, right? Of course, a catalog, followed by another couple pages, the middle section. And then that's it. Other than that, and then the cover and the back cover. Other than that, it's exactly like whatever the current program of November of 91. If you went to a house show, if you went to a show 2 days earlier at a different arena, you would have essentially gotten the program, with whatever the cover was and back cover. And my son is yelling in there, so maybe I should tell him to come out. So did I show you that? I could turn the page. Hulk Hogan's team. Like, this is like, that was supposed to be Superstar Billy Graham, and you could tell that he's like put in afterwards. Like, the rest of them, those guys, were all standing there, and I wonder if Superstar was there, and they had a not Photoshop. I don't know what they did back then, but make it so that he, Morocco was in there instead. Andre the Giant's team. See, now they're not even all together. It's individual. Isn't it crazy? March of 97. Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat. The greatest match of all time. WrestleMania 3, right? The bitter feud of Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat. And now they're on the same team. That seems a little crazy. And there's a Honky Tonk Man and his team. 4 people. Strike Force. This was crazy when they had, 5 tag teams. So you literally had 10 guys. Hart Foundation's team. They had just lost the tag titles to Strike Force. And then here for the women's match, they just show you who the captains are. Because they probably didn't even know. Did they say... No, it just says Sensational Sherry's team versus Fabulous Moolah. Probably didn't even know who they would have. And yeah, I wrote all in there back in the day. Because I wrote, how they lost or went out or got eliminated. And then, of course, it's the back. Does anybody have any Survivor Series memories they want to talk about? All right. I haven't showed this on the channel yet. This, of course, is 88. This one I saw live. Survivor Series, the original one, 87, I did not see live. This one, I don't know what... I know where it was. I was at my cousin's house. I have a cousin that's much older than me. Like, I don't know. 20 years older than me. Like, much older than me. So he was already, married, had kids, and had a house or whatever. And we always went to my aunt's for Thanksgiving. Not his mother, but another aunt. Both of, both. An aunt to both of us. But we always went there. And I know we went always before there as a kid. And I know I went there all the way through teenage years. But for some reason, Survivor Series, Thanksgiving 88, I know I was at my cousin's because I know I saw this live. I remember distinctly when the Demolition and Powers of Pain did the double turn. Like, I remember that. Never seen anything like it before in my life. Now, unless we were at my aunt's, and then, was there kind of early. Thanksgiving, you go there kind of early. You leave in the evening, and went home. What time was it on? Was it on at 4 or on at 7, or does it say? I don't know. It doesn't say right here. It doesn't say, but unless we went later, like we moved, like we left. But my aunt that we always went to lived in Queens, and my cousin lived in Amity Harbor. So you're talking with no traffic. You're talking 45 minutes. Like, no traffic, just sailing through. At least an hour. So I don't know if we would do that, but I don't know. All right, I got some... Teams of 5 strive to survive. That's right. New Age Revolution in the house. I remember when Mr. Fuji turned on Demolition at Survivor Series 2. Yeah, I think 5. 4. What's up, Jason? What do you say? Teams of 5 strive to survive, and then I think 5, 4. I don't know what you're talking about, but if I think Jason, you just probably joined us recently. I had all my Survivor Series stuff out because this is Thanksgiving Eve, and it's the 4 p.m. Oh, okay. So it did start that. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if I went. I don't know. I just know I was at my cousin's house and saw this. Unless we watched the replay, like we did the whole Thanksgiving and then ran over to my cousin's house and watched the replay. Like, I mean, I guess we could have done that, but I'm pretty sure I watched it live. 1990 is probably the most memorable. This is the most memorable for me. A, it was the first Survivor Series I saw live, and B, the double turn of Demolition and Powers of Pain. Like, I didn't even know what I was looking. Now, it's funny because I was talking about how this one's really just a program, and then by the later years, they got to where they just included like the current program, and then they already did that here. I'm just looking through it, and it's already it's just your standard program. I got this December 28th, 1988 at Candy Barn. I don't remember where Candy Barn was, but that's where I got it. December 28th, 1988. Liam says hello, and please shout out Liam on High Ground because he's a dork. Okay, Liam on High Ground. But listen, Liam, your dad has a lot more subscribers and viewers than me. So, and if they're watching this right now, they probably watch your dad anyway. So you're gonna have more success there. But sure, Liam on High Ground. So yeah. Anyway, see, they already just stuck it in the middle of a regular program. And I love Coliseum Video. It reminds me of Spaceballs when it's like instant, video cassette. They have the movie out before the movie's out. They're promoting Survivor Series now on video cassette. So if you're at the event and you bought this, apparently it's also now on video cassette. I don't know exactly how they do that, but they do that. Pretty cool. And then Elizabeth stands by her man. We're going to go through these. In fact, I've been toying with doing, I have basically programs from like 88, 89, 90, and 91 for like all events. And I was thinking of doing like back then it was only 4 events. And in 88, it was technically only 3, although the Royal Rumble was on USA Network. It wasn't a pay-per-view, but it was on USA Network, but I don't have a program for that. But anyway, I was thinking of doing like the 4 pay-per-views, do like a little review and go over the program and do like all the 88s in a row, then do all the 89s in a row, obviously, and so on and so forth. But let's at least look at the Survivor Series part. Richfield Coliseum, Richfield, Ohio. Second year it was in the Richfield Coliseum. Of course, they had co-captains because Hulk Hogan could not be a captain, but Macho Man was the champ, so of course he had to be a captain. So of course they had to do co-captains because obviously Hulk couldn't relinquish the spotlight at all. He couldn't just be a member on Macho Man's team. No. There you go. And they still did the we were just talking about the tag team. See, it's Powers of Pain versus Demolition, and they switched them. I don't know. They must have been doing house shows against each other and found that people were rooting for Demolition, right? Because they brought in Powers of Pain. Where are they? Powers of Pain to sort of be the good guy Demolition and fight with them, but they must have been doing house shows, and people were like, "Who are these guys? Demolition's better," and they made Demolition the good guys, and they did it in a double turn. So, you guys remember that? Corey, they must have had instant VHS recording cameras. Now on video, got to love marketing. Yeah, I've always thought that was hilarious that it's in the program of the event you're at. I remember I actually went to SummerSlam 91, and in the program it says now on video cassette. I was like, that's funny because I'm here. And to tell you the truth, you guys have known it. I've showed it on the channel that I was at SummerSlam 91 and that the camera came on me. You see it on Peacock and formerly WWE Network. It's fine. But for some reason, the Coliseum video, in an effort to shorten thing, I don't know what they were. That literally, the whole thing where they introduce the crowd, they show everybody, but that one camera pan where it goes past me and my friends, that gets edited out of Coliseum video. I don't have it. Someone had it, or I rented it back then, but it's not there. I'm on the original pay-per-view. I'm on like I said, on Peacock right now. You could see it, but for some reason, the Coliseum video, they edited out that 10 seconds that we were on camera. Crazy. Because that would be cool. I'd be on an official Coliseum video. And I'm not because of that. Come on. Anyway. And then those of you around the world, it is still WWE Network for now, right? Everything's going to Netflix in like January or something. For non-US. It's going to stay on, everything's going to stay on Peacock here for at least another year or two. I don't know. You guys probably know better than me. Yeah, I could have been on an official Coliseum video if they didn't edit that 10 seconds out. Anyone got anything else to say? Questions? Should I bring the kids in? Heard they shortened Coliseums for Hogan matches per Tony Schiavone. Well, I mean, they definitely shortened Coliseum videos. I mean, the first two WrestleMania 3 was the first pay-per-view I saw live. So again, I think I've told the story. WrestleMania 2, I did put on the Scramble channel and watched a chunk of it, but after a while, you're just kind of like, you know what? And it was like a Monday night at 8:00 in April, so I'm pretty sure I had school the next day. So I didn't stay up all night, and I just remember putting it on and for a bit, and I don't know if I put it on, walked away, did stuff, then came back and just listened. I can't remember. It's been almost 40 years, but I do remember I did that. But I actually watched it. The first one I watched was WrestleMania 3. So WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2, the only versions I knew were those 2-hour versions on Coliseum Video, where they edit out literally everything but the match. It's like the bell rings to the bell rings, and then the bell for the next one's ringing. They really tighten those up. And that's why they can say every match in its entirety. Well, yeah, every match, but you don't get an interview. I mean, there are some interviews on the Coliseum videos, but it's, as far as the interviews and the extra stuff, you get 10, 15%, maybe 20, nothing more than that. So that was the only versions I knew. And then it wasn't until they re-released them on VHS in the 90s that I have the WrestleMania set, the big, some have 14, mine I think is 15, the first 15. Excuse me. And those came out, but I couldn't, at that point, I didn't really want to buy all of them. Not to mention because I had basically all of them recorded off a pay-per-view. So the only ones I really wanted to see were WrestleMania 1 and 2. I did have the Coliseum videos dubbed. I didn't have the actual ones. I had them dubbed from, you rent it, you hook up 2 VCRs, you make a dub. But from 3 on, I had seen, so WrestleMania 1 and 2, I wanted to see like the long versions, and I was shocked at how much I was missing when you watch those versions. All right, Corey. Love the Coliseums. They would pan the city before the event, like Chicago at Rosemont Horizons. My transfers feel like a time capsule. What do you mean they would pan the city before the event? Sorry, my ears are, I'm so stuffed recently. I think of all this rain and everything. What is that? Engage with your audience. What can I do? This is a plus sign to engage with my audience. I press this, what's it going to do? Oh, start a poll? Nah, that's fine. I can talk in the chat. Hey, guys. I'm going to say it as I type it. You're going to see it. Hey, guys. Ask me some questions. Hey, guys, ask me some questions. There you go. There's only 3. Are you still in here, Jason? I got you, Corey. That's about it. Well, I mean, we don't have to do this too long. Give me a thumbs up, though, guys. Make sure you do a thumbs up if you're in here. Because anything helps. Obviously, you're all subscribed. Anything helps. I'm going to check something. There you go. That's me. Can I click on it? There we go. I have ads. I got some more likes. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. So let's just quickly check out a couple of these. It's not gonna be like from the pages. I figure we could talk about them. And if no one joins in, then we'll call it a night. Because trust me, we're having Thanksgiving at our house tomorrow. So I'm sure there's stuff I could do. I don't think, my wife wanted to be nice and say, yeah, of course, go ahead and do a live stream. But I'm sure because my 11-year-old daughter's like baking a pie or making a pie right now. Like an apple pie. I think my wife's making the chocolate pudding pie. That's easy. That's just, Jello pudding mix and graham cracker crusts and all that stuff. But she's cooking everything. But I think she's going to do most of it tomorrow. Apparently, she's putting the turkey. Jason, if you're still in here, you talking about putting the turkey in at 4 a.m. and all that stuff. My wife's telling me that she's putting the turkey in at midnight tonight and letting it cook at 200 degrees overnight. And then in the morning or, whatever, then she's turning it up. But apparently, it's going in at midnight tonight. I don't know. You tell me. So anyway, here is what is this, 90? 89, sorry, 89. show landmarks and monuments of cities. They would pan the city. You mean like they would just have like the pictures, or like they would like helicopter panning around, or stuff like that? Back. Rosemont Horizons. I'll show you that. It doesn't say when I got it. I didn't write in. I mean, it's 89. I was still doing that. Here's your ring scene, the WWF report. Some more of that, but I really just want to get to the Survivor Series part. Their Thanksgiving night tradition still on Thanksgiving night. You had Hulk Hogan versus Ted DiBiase. Now it was 4-on-4. It was still 5-on-5 the year before in '88, but this is 4 against 4. What am I? Oh, okay. No, was it Rick Rude's team versus Hot Rod's team? It's weird. They put Rowdy's versus the Rude Brood, but they put them. They should have put Piper's team up there, or changed the wording around. There you go. And then your catalog. We'll skip that. And then you got the 4x4s versus the King's Court. Again, same thing. It's backwards. They have the King's Court and the 4x4s. Who okayed this magazine? Ultimate Warriors versus Heenan's Family. Okay. We're good there. I don't know who okayed that. I mean, is there anything else? Yeah, the Dream Team versus the Enforcers. Also, backwards. Dream Team's down here. Enforcers up there. But here, look at this. They are here, all new 1989 WWF action figures. Warrior, Boss Man, Rude, Warlord, Haku, Blackstrap Andre, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. It's the same figure. And of course, the Hogan was an 88 figure, right? Is that what Rude's wearing? He's not wearing green, right? He's wearing like pink or something. He's wearing green. I never even noticed that. He's wearing green, I think, or I don't know. Blue, green. What is that? Do you have memories of 1996 at MSG as a New Yorker? What do you mean? Do I have memories of 1996 at MSG as a New Yorker? I don't. I'm trying to think. The only wrestling event I went to ever at Madison Square Garden was SummerSlam 91. All other events I went to was the Nassau Coliseum, with the exception of one like really small like sea town somewhere on Long Island, I think. At like a gym or a community center, and it was like Ron Bass was there, but it was WWF because I think like the Rougeos were there and Ron Bass. I want to say it was 88. But one of those ones where like they really like they're walking through the crowd. I was like touching the guys, as they went through. I think the Young Stallions were there. But anyway, so memories of it would be the only thing. I mean, I've been to concerts at Madison Square Garden. I was at a concert. I was at a concert in 1996 at Madison Square Garden. I was at the Kiss reunion, the original Kiss reunion, at Madison Square Garden in 1996. I remember we took the train in, and one of my friends, one of my best friends, his girlfriend was going to college at the Fashion Institute, which was only a few blocks away from Madison Square Garden. So we went in early. We went to her dorm. Actually, I think it was an apartment. I don't think it was on campus. I think she had an off-campus apartment. I don't know if they had. I didn't know if they had a full campus with apartments with dorms. But anyway, so we went to her apartment, hung out there for a couple hours, went to the concert. Then after the concert, we went back to her apartment. She had some friends over, and then we took like the last train, from Penn Station back to Long Island. So that would be a memory from 1996. I don't think I went to any Ranger. I know I went to Ranger games in 97. I remember I went in 97. That might have been my first Ranger game ever. It was 97. I was already a fan, but I don't know. But Kids of the Garden. Was that my first concert at the Garden? Well, I'd been to the Garden again, like I said, in 91. I don't know what my first concert was. I don't know what my first concert at the Garden was. It may have been the reunion. Kiss reunion. I'm not sure. Anybody else have any questions? What did we do? 1990? 89? We did 89. Okay, here's 90. And of course, we know what this is. This is, I think I've showed this on the channel. Did I? Probably because Corey Martinez asked me to watch it and do one. Because he's asked me for a couple. And I think this might have been one of them. Right, you said 90 was the most memorable. I think you did. I'd have to go back and look. You tell me, did I review this show and show this program on the channel because of you, Corey? I think I did. But anyway, so there you go. The Thanksgiving night tradition. It's still on Thanksgiving night. Okay. And then by this one, though, it says the Thanksgiving time tradition because it's Wednesday, November 27th, which today's November 27th, but it's obviously, and it's Wednesday, November 27th. So it's exactly like that. All right. Survivor Series 1996 was at MSG. Was wondering if there was city buzz. Thanks. Yes, you did. Yes, I did. Okay. I don't live in the city. Well, I don't even live in New York now, but I didn't live in the city. I lived on Long Island. So anyone who's not familiar, it's a suburb of the city, but you don't get the same kind of city buzz. And in 96, I wasn't really like, I would keep tabs on wrestling, but in fact, I still got WWF Magazine in 96 and in 97. Like, I still got them sometimes. So I kept tabs, but I don't remember anything specific. Oh, that's the one with Stone Cold versus Hitman before the WrestleMania 13 match. Yeah, so anyway, what I was saying is New York City, Manhattan is an island, right? And then you have like the Bronx, which is part of the mainland of the United States. Staten Island is its own island. And then you have Long Island, right? Which I'll do it backwards because here's the city, and then Long Island's like this, and then you have Queens. No, my bad. You have Brooklyn, and then you have Queens, and then you have Nassau and Suffolk. And while all of that is technically Long Island, when people say Long Island, they only mean Nassau and Suffolk because Queens and Brooklyn are part of New York City, the 5 boroughs, all that stuff. But it is technically one island. So I am like 3 suburbs, 3 counties away from Manhattan. So I didn't live in the city. I lived your normal suburban Long Island life. So anyway, this was in Hartford, Connecticut. Wasn't in the Midwest. First 2 were in Richfield, Ohio. And then you had one at the Rosemont Horizons. And now you're in Hartford, Connecticut. But it's still on Thanksgiving. Here we go. I own the video cassette, the 4th annual Survivor Series, Survival of the Fittest. Is this the one I have? I have one of them. Oh, yeah. This is on beta, but it's sealed. So, look at that. There you go. Because once I saw that, I was like, I think I have that. This is on beta. And if you're asking, I do have beta VCRs. I've got... I don't know if I have one over there. I think I have one. This is the guest room, so there's a bed in here. I think I have one stored under the bed. I don't know if I have one hooked up. I got a Laserdisc player over there, but there you go. Coliseum video. 10 teams, 40 top WWF superstars. And here it is, and it's sealed. And you can see it's beta. Well, they always had a little bit of extra room, right? But even more for a beta tape. And the VHS, like you could squeeze it because the beta only comes to about here. That's the size of the beta tape. So it's a lot smaller. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm gonna put this back, so I'll let you look at it one more time. But then we'll go back to the program. Luckily, that was sitting right there. And then if y'all don't have questions, so it says 4. I don't know who came in or who left and came back or anyway. Now it's 5 people. Whoever's just joining, if you are just joining, I'm just going over some Survivor Series stuff because it's Thanksgiving Eve. What else would we do? The Alliance versus the Mercenaries. At least they're on the right spot. All right. Actually, I've never been upstate New York or Long Island. My family is from Manhattan, Spanish Harlem, and Bronx. So upstate Long Island stories are cool. All right, so upstate and Long Island are 2 totally different places. You understand that, right? Because there's like Manhattan, and then there's the Bronx, and then you got like Westchester, and then basically anything above Westchester for me is upstate. And then you have Long Island, which is part of, like I said, Brooklyn and Queens are on Long Island, and I live in Nassau. I live the county right next to Queens. That's why I was saying earlier, if you were here, I'd go to my aunt's in Queens for Thanksgiving every year. And it was only like a 30-40 minute drive, from where I lived. So I didn't have to go, you don't have to go over any bridges to get, from Queen, from Nassau to Queens. It's all one island. Anyway, so there's your catalog. Did I do this Dream Team versus the $1 Million Team? There, right here. That right there, though it doesn't look like it, is representing The Undertaker. The mystery guest for the $1 Million Team, The Undertaker. And there you go. Very special Survivor Series survival match. That's because you had, they didn't do the co-captains. You had Warriors team versus Perfect's team, Hogan versus Earthquake, but you had to have Hogan and Warrior in the final match together. Up here, is this the scorecard you were talking about? That's cool that they had that. I don't remember them in any others. And then, of course, here's the, does it? Oh, it does actually. It's a full, because the bricks actually all match up, line up. Front and back. And the gobbledygooker, whatever. Yes, he was there. Did they mention that in here? They mentioned the big egg. They wouldn't say gobbledygooker, but they might say the big egg. I don't see anything about that in here. Is it in the regular program part? I don't know. The gobbledygooker. Who's in here? Now we got 3. All right. So we're going to 91. But anyone else, if you're in here, have any Survivor Series things you want to talk about? Of course, he debuts here 1 year later. He's winning the WWF title, if only from Wednesday to Tuesday, because he loses it, obviously, this Tuesday in Texas. I got this. I remember so back then, you had to have the special box. But in order to have that special box, you had to pay every month to have said special box. So when there's a pay-per-view that I really wanted, my mom would go and just rent that box for the 1 month and then return it, so we'd have pay-per-view capabilities. But then, because she would return it, because you could just have cable-ready TVs, or you could have ones that were not cable-ready, and you had the big box, and then you'd have like the long cord with the buttons on that, so you'd get that for free. You didn't have to pay extra for that. But if you wanted one of those boxes, you had to rent them. So we didn't really get pay-per-view that often, and it was only 4 a year. So if my mom agreed to get me pay-per-view, or I was like, I'll pay for it with, it's my Christmas present, it's my this, it's my that, she would just go rent the box for that month. And so you had it for the whole month. And so this Survivor Series, then immediately they turn around and had this Tuesday in Texas. And somehow, my mom just got me Survivor Series. Somehow I convinced her to get me this Tuesday in Texas. Or my dad. But that's highly unlikely. I mean, my dad, great guy with everything. But, he was a little more strict with the money. You know what I mean? Again, great guy. We lived a wonderful life. He was just a little bit stricter with the money. But I don't want, it's not like, we never needed for anything. May have wanted for some things, but we never needed for anything. There you go. Thanksgiving time tradition. I remember if I ordered a pay-per-view running to get a blank VHS, how times have changed. Yeah, now you don't even, you just watch it and it's there, to stream again. December 19th, 1991, Carmen's Road. So Carmen's Road was a road in Massapequa, New York, a town close to where I grew up. And I don't know why I went there, and I don't know where I went. It must have been most likely, I mean, the mall was there, but the mall was all the way on the other end. So this was most likely like a stationery store in like a big like shopping center. But I don't remember one there in particular. I remember stationery stores in my hometown. I want to get this Wrestling Challenge game and the Superstars card game. I want to get both of them, actually. Where am I? This one. Look at that. I think it'd be cool. I don't know what they're going for on eBay. Let's look it up. Because I always say I'm going to look it up, and then I never do. Wrestling Challenge game. What is it going for on eBay? Wrestling Challenge game. There you go. That's it. $36. Or best offer. Or 30, is that 35? 35, sorry. I mean, that's it right there, right? I don't know if you can see. Oh, you can't really see much because of the stream, but $35. Yeah, and $16.95 for shipping. What is he shipping it in a gold crate? $16.95 for shipping. Anyway. Are we gonna hit an hour? Where are we at? 45 minutes? I mean, I want to go through this Survivor Series introduction. The WWF Thanksgiving time tradition, the Grievous Challenge. This was the first time that there was a non-Survivor Series match, right? Like they had a title match, because then they have captain, and then a tag team elimination one. But this is the first non-Survivor Series match at the Survivor Series. I had the 1998 card game version, hunting down Jake's Hasbro Snake is a challenge. Well, I'm showing you this. As I show you this, I am in the process. How do I say this? Well, I'm in the process of trying to complete my LJNs. I'll give you a little heads up on Federation Nations that are about to come. I got a couple more thumb bendy kind of things. I've got a couple more cards and some posters that have come through eBay. So I'm gonna try and complete that. Obviously, I have the 89 figures that I need to get, and I have the two Hogan's red shirt and white shirt Hogan's. And then I've got some variants that I want to get. The variants I want to get are the Kirchners. I always had clean shaven Kirchner. Stubble Kirchner doesn't go for much on eBay. My problem is finding one that's in good condition. But even those are not like astronomical. You can probably get it for $20. No big deal. Bearded Kirchner, obviously that goes for more money. I want to get Bobby Heenan with the swirls, right? Never had that. And then what other variants do I want? Really just Kershaw, Heenan, and then I guess the 89s and the two Hogan 88s. And including Blackstrap Andre as an 89. I guess that would be it. Oh, and as far as the bendies go, I guess I'm gonna let something out of a bag, because I think my next video shows you a bendy that I've got. So at this point, though, I'm literally only one bendy away, and that's the Bobby Heenan bendy, which I saw an auction go for $76. So that's a little bit more than I wanted to spend on one bendy, but if it's the last one I need, and that's around the price, I probably would do it. But there are some variants on the bendies, and I want to get those because there's only a few. So, and they're easy, and they're not any more expensive than, like, it's not like one's more rare than the other. And it's basically has to do with the laces, So there's a Sheik, an Orndorff, and a Hogan that have laces and non-laces. The ones I never had Sheik, but the Orndorff and the Hogan that I've always had laces. I recently got the Sheik. Where is the Sheiky baby over here? I don't know. I recently got the Sheik, and I've shown that on the channel. Is he over here? Yeah. So I recently got the Sheik, and the one that I got has laces. So there's another one that doesn't have laces. So Orndorff, Hogan, and Sheik. And then Piper, I think there's ones with laces and without laces. And then there's one that's actually brown boots. That one might be a little bit harder to find. But all the rest, they're pretty easy to find. Not too expensive. Let's put Sheiky with Volkov, right? Okay, I think I've had some stuff come in. Okay, 1997 was the last Coliseum. Oddly, 1997 was the last Coliseum. Oddly, was Survivor Series. So that was the last Coliseum video, the 97 one. So that was the screw job, right? So All right, let's go through this. Did I stop talking about something? What was I talking about? Oh, anyway, so I was saying I'm gonna finish the LJNs, but because a lot of them are gonna be kind of more expensive, I've already decided I want to get some other collections going. I don't want to talk about them yet, but like I don't want to talk about them until I show them on the channel. But some later WWF stuff, but not like too late, like just in the '90s stuff, not Hasbro's. I do want to get Hasbro's eventually, but I'm not focusing on that because those go for crazy money. I'm looking at some of the things that don't actually go for crazy money. And I'm also looking at some WCW stuff. And for WCW stuff, I basically want the Galoobs and the San Francisco Toy Makers, the things that remind me of LJNs. So I might look into those. But right now I got my eye on two lines. One line I could get. Again, I don't want to mention it here because if I mention it here, everyone's going to go out and buy it. Not that I have that much influence, but I just feel like they're going to all be gone. And right now, there's only 8 in the series, and they're not that expensive. Like new on card, so much so not expensive new on card that I could buy 2 of everything and buy one to keep mint on card and then open one. Like that's how inexpensive they are. $15, $13, maybe $20, $18. Like I'm finding them. So I don't even mind getting brand new ones and opening them. But they're from the 90s. Did you ever find the 1995 bendies you were looking for? Shh. They're not 1995. Are they? Yeah, they are 1995. That's one, but that's not the set. Those you got to buy. You can buy a few mint. I mean, you can buy them all mint on card, but I wouldn't be opening those because those go for a decent amount of money, and I think those I'd rather get like some mint on card and some just loose ones. So, but don't talk about it anymore. I guess I could edit that out. It's live. No, I can't. Anyway, so there's Hitman's team versus whose team? Flair's team? Who is it? Ric Flair. Oh, Captain Hot Rod. I think I showed. Did I show this already? And then Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus Captain Colonel Mustafa. He was the captain. Okay. I mean, that's basically Sheik and Duggan. Oh, and there's more here. Rockers. And the Bushwhackers versus Nasty Boys and Beverly Brothers. All right. Virgil. I know, it's not part of it. Where are we at? We're almost at a minute. I'm almost at a minute. Almost at an hour. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to look at the 95 and forward bendies. Because I don't have any right now, I thought it would be safe to tell my wife, hey, go on eBay, buy me any mint on card ones you want. Because if she was buying me collectibles or stuff that, I had some, I wouldn't want to put that pressure on her to know which ones I have, which ones I don't have, all that stuff. I don't have any, right? I don't have any. So I told her, you know what? I really want to start getting this line. They're not too expensive. I do want some mint on card ones. I'm gonna go and buy the loose ones. But if you get me some mint on card ones, that would be cool. And I really love it. And so that was easy. They're just WWF Bendhams, and there you go. All right. So where are we at? Almost an hour. All right. Not a huge turnout. More people voted in the poll and said they were going to be here than actually showed up, unless people were coming in and coming out. what else do we have going on the channel? I don't know what that is. Um, so I was looking at an issue of WF magazine. It's going to be in the future. I ordered this. Oh, one thing I am going to do. For the longest time, I had my WWF magazines in just in like really big like Ziploc bags, and then in a filing cabinet, and that's how I just stored them for years. But now I bought binders and like sleeves, and I'm gonna put them in like basically probably like 3-inch binders, so I could probably fit like 2 years in each binder, with the exception of like the first couple years they were bi-monthly, so I could probably fit like 4 years in there, because it would be the equivalent of 48 magazines, or what I mean 24 magazines or something. All right, so uh this is what I was looking at. We're still a ways away. This is February 97. Haven't even gotten to that. Look at the cards. It's a little different now. And by 97. And Stone Cold's there. We still got to get through 95. Those are all recorded. I'm probably going to record 96 all within the next month or so. I had to get some of the 96s. I think I have all of them. I think I might have all the 97s now. I think I'm good. But 98, I got like maybe a couple. So I got to get on the eBay and get that. If you ever find Jake's Hasbro snake in the wild at the thrift, like those superstar figures, I'll buy it from you if you list it on eBay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would know the Hasbro. I'd have to look at it and see. I don't know any. Oh, my one Hasbro is literally right here on the desk, and I'll show it. And there it is. I've told the story that the first LJN I ever got was Rowdy Roddy Piper. That's the Rowdy Roddy Piper right there that I got sometime in the spring of 1987. My first LJN ever. When the Hasbros came out, I was like, I don't want anything to do with these little things. Like, they did nothing for me. Now, granted, I was also like, when they come out, 90 or 91. So I'm 13, 14. I'm not buying, I'm not going to buy toys anymore. If the LJNs continued, I might have, but I wasn't buying, because that was a collection I already had. Then again, I never got the 89s. But anyway, I was older, and they did nothing for me in comparison to the LJNs. I thought it was just like, it was a nothing. But I also knew myself, and maybe one day I'd want to collect them. So when he's not even Series 1, but I said to myself, if I'm going to ever buy him, I want my first one to be Rowdy Roddy Piper, because my first LJN was Rowdy Roddy Piper. So I bought the Rowdy Roddy Piper Hasbro back in the day when he came out, or, right around then. But then I never did buy any others. And again, I think you guys tell me, he's probably Series 2, because I don't think he's Series 1. But so there you go. So I've had him since whenever. Oh, I can't read that. Let me see. They have a magnifying glass on here with a light, which is cool. Okay. Now put the light, put it on. There we go. Can you see? What does that say? Looks like 1991. No. Yeah, 1991. Titan Sports. But again, I don't think he's Series 1. So again, he could have been, made in 91, but hit the streets in 92 or whatever like that. There's a continued LJN line, Big Rubber Guys and Major Bennies. Yeah, I know. That's Macrodona's stuff. I actually, when I was getting into the Bendhams, which again I haven't bought any, although a package came to the house today addressed to my wife. It was clearly like an eBay package. Like, it was not, like you could tell by the label. So there you go. Series 2, Roddy. Thanks. So anyway, there was just so many of the Benhams, and I didn't know what was what. So I watched their like complete history of the Benhams, and it was very good. It was very informative. Um, Also, some Long Island guys, Matt Cordona and his friend, who I don't know who it is, also a wrestler. He's also a Long Islander. So they mentioned places, Roosevelt Field Mall, things that I knew. So it was kind of cool. So I actually liked it. But I would pause it because when they'd get to each series, they would show you them, like a still photo on the screen. So I would pause it and quickly write them down, or actually make a note in my phone, like I had a list, to basically create myself a checklist of all the things from there, because I couldn't find one on the internet that was just like a real checklist. It was all like pictures and images and hyperlinks to buy it, and like I couldn't find just a checklist. So I used that video to make my own checklist. All right, we are over an hour. It is 9:02. My kids are gonna have to go to bed soon. I don't know if anyone wants to come in and say hi. Let's see if anyone wants to say hi. But there's not many people watching, so we'll see. Anybody want to say hi to the like 3 people watching? Yeah. All right, my daughter wanted to come say hi. One of my daughters. Come say hi. Look at the camera. Don't look at the screen. Say hi. What do you got? Any towel on your face? Come on, get out of here. You're in a worldwide audience here. All right, close that door. Tell your twin brother that he's missing out. Close it. All right, anyway. What? Close the door. What did you ask me? Just nothing. Just close the door. All right, series 2, Roddy Piper. All right, so yeah, it's 9 o'clock. I gotta, get the kids, brush their teeth, go to bed, all that good stuff. Although they don't have school tomorrow, so, but we do have to get up early because, like I told you earlier, so I was about to say Survivor Series is at my house. Thanksgiving is at our house this year. All right, so anyone who's in here or anyone who's watching this later, guys, I hope you and your family have a happy, safe, healthy Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is a Thursday, so there'll be a new From the Pages of WWF magazine. It's already edited. I do have to upload it. I'm going to upload it right after this wraps up. I'm going to upload that. But you guys will see it tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time, like you always do. So check that out in between, one serving and the next, or in between one course and the next, or while you're watching football or whatever. Just, sneak away and watch. I think it's like 17 minutes this episode. So if, so that'll be tomorrow. But again, you might be watching this later tonight. You might be watching this on Thanksgiving. If that's the case, it'll be 3 o'clock on Thanksgiving that you'll get the new From the Pages of WWF magazine. I do have some Federation Nations recorded. I hope I can get them edited in time for Sunday, because once Thanksgiving is over, it is what I call Christmas kickoff. The Friday and the whole weekend is outside lights, the tree, all the decorations. It all kicks off this Friday for us here at the house. So it is Christmas kickoff. And yes, Thanksgiving's late this year, so we're all kind of jonesing to get our house Christmasified. So that'll be this weekend. So hopefully I have time to edit a Federation Nation for you guys on Sunday. It'll be more LJN stuff. I think it's the Bendies and the couple of thumb wrestlers that I got. I think that's the next one up. I could be wrong, but I think that's it. All right, guys. So again, hopefully, I want you all to have a happy, healthy, safe Thanksgiving. So until next time, guys, Have a good one, and we'll see you then. All right, going off, and there you go. All right, have a great one, guys.